Welcome back to In the Zone. Now it's time for an exclusive In the Zone Players Voice interview. Tonight, they brought back many of the members of the 2001 team. I was able to link up with my man Mark Gray and Byron Mouton, a member of that team, for an exclusive interview with some of their players. Let's go and check it out.
Welcome back, Mike Patterson. Byron Mouton.
I'd like to welcome everybody to a special edition of the Byron Mouton Show. This week we had the pleasure of being joined by three of Byron's former teammates from the National Championship team and the 2001 Final Four team. You all know my co-host, Byron Mouton. Mike Martisich, a senior on the 2001 Final Four team. Chris Wilcox, former NBA lottery pick, and Taj Holden, power forward. Everybody knows the magic carpet ride that the 2001 team took all the way to the Final Four, taking Maryland to its first Final Four. But what a lot of people don't remember is it didn't start off so magical. We lost 3 of our first 4 games. What was that like at the beginning of the season, especially for yourself, Mike, being a senior, knowing this is your last year and starting off not so hot?
It was tough, obviously. We knew that we had a lot of talent on that team. It was disappointing. I'm not sure, exactly I can explain what happened, but we knew we had to turn something around. We ended up going on a nice little run towards the ACC start. Then we hit a roadblock there, started to go down again. It was a pretty tumultuous year, ups and downs, but we ended up just fine and had a nice little run.
After getting off to a slow start, like you said, the team kind of picked up and got a nice little winning streak until we got into this funk that we've often talked about on the show, Byron. A 4-game, lost 4 out of a 5 game, and that took us to that game that we can't stop talking about, the Florida State game.
Exactly.
Chris, Taj, what was that like at that Florida State game, which I guess we would all call the lowest moment of the season, getting booed at home? What was that like?
It was real tough because we were, like you said, we were going through a tough spot there, and I think it started around the Duke game where we were up 10 with about a minute left.
Yeah.
Wound up losing. Steve fouled out, and we lost that game in overtime. From there, we really didn't get over that game until after the Florida State game.
Yep.
So it was going into the Florida State game is one of those things where we said, probably a must-win for us at that time, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to win that game, and we weren't successful, but we really didn't let that define us. And we came back the next day and had some fun in practice and went on a nice little run from there.
We've all had Mouton share time and time again about the Duke game. Let me hear a couple of you guys. What were your thoughts after that Duke game or during that Duke game, watching it just unravel like that?
I think during the last minute of that game, we all knew that the game was over. Like, okay, yeah, we won. And then all of a sudden, this guy, we don't say no names, come down, hit all these threes and all this, and it felt like we gave up. And then after that, like they said, it kind of took the fight out of the dog. We couldn't really bounce back, and we couldn't move on from that point. And then the Florida State game really just killed us, and then after that, I think we all grew up. Those were games that we had to grow from, and we grew up, and after that, we was all on the same page. Things started clicking. We started working harder, practicing, and things started, coming together for us. And I think that's really what we needed, for us to lose some games to define who we were.
Yeah, and I was telling Mark, my down low moment is when I never ever will forget this, when we lost to Florida State and the point guard, I don't know his name, jumped on the stage, on the scores table and started waving his jersey, and that was the moment. And then we walk into the locker room, everybody's head down, and everybody's booing us, fire Coach Williams. And I told him, man, when I got in the locker room, man, I'm a man, and I have no problem saying this, I was in the locker room crying. And that was the download of my career. In that moment on, I would say that I would never ever let this happen to, our team, to myself, and to our fans, never again. And from that moment up, we came like Coach A, and Wilcox was saying that, from that day forward, every practice was a dogfight from the red team and the black team. We were just fighting every day, man. We said we're never gonna let this happen again.
So after that, things pick up, like you said, a huge win against Wake Forest, go to Duke and win at Duke by double digits, which is always tough, and then things just started rolling. At what point did you guys realize, like, something special is about to happen?
Well, I think it was probably that Duke game.
Yep.
You know, I believe that was their senior night.
Yep,
And it was
yep.
Shane Battier's senior night.
Exactly.
Which made it even more special to go down there and beat those guys. But, you know, they were the top team in the country. They were the guys to beat. And, you know, we had something to prove that we had them beat the first time, and they came and basically took it away from us. We wanted to go take something from them. So that was a time of the year where we were like, all right, well, we really can do this. We really are as good as we think we are. And we just need to go out every day and do it.
Now, when you do lose to Duke in the Final Four and you guys are walking off the floor in a game that we actually were up by quite a bit, what is going through your head, Mike, is this is your last game?
You gotta keep the microphone over there, man. I still can't talk about it. For real, I can't. So.
Yeah.
I could understand that.
Yeah.
Look my eyes, man. I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Got you. Fast forward to the next year, and we are going to something special in the 2002. Chris, you go from about 5 to 6 minutes a game to lottery pick.
Yeah.
Did you get that much better in 1 year?
I just got hurt.
Let me answer that first.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
of all, when his freshman year, we had a lot of bodies there.
Yeah.
We had myself, Terrence, Ron Cephas, guys left.
Yeah.
And Chris was that good, I think, the year before.
Exactly.
He just didn't really know how to harness it all. But once
Yeah.
he got there, got some minutes, man,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like Seabiscuit.
No, I think, you know, like I said, man, I think, you know, that first year we grew up a lot, you know, and I learned a lot of things from, you know, the older guys that was there. You know, they put in the work, you know, they worked out and different things like that, because I was more like, okay, whatever, I'm not getting ready to do no extras and all this stuff. But, you know, a lot of that stuff paid off. And like when we played Duke in the Final Four and we lost, from that moment on, every time we played Duke, it was, you know, it was personal, you
Exactly.
know, and we took that game as something like, you know, we took that game as something like we needed to win this game, not for ourselves, but for Gary too, because during that year that we was, you know, we was going up and down, you know, we had a lot of negative media going around and saying different things about our team, but I think we kind of got it right, and it took a lot for me to come from where I'm from, you know, to come out and then just to play at University of Maryland and to get the minutes and then graduate and go to the NBA. So it was kind of tough, but it was a great experience.
And after the season, you get that goal that everybody's been reaching for, and that's what you all came to College Park for, and the national championship, and you give Maryland's first national championship. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being easy and 1 being very easy and 10 being easy, how hard was that decision to leave after that year, Chris? Not that hard.
It was easy. It was easy. You know, it's tough because, you know, when somebody tell you you're going lottery pick, you know, you can't turn that down, you know. And by me seeing Terrence Morris the year before, being the #1 player recruited, you know, and not really getting the opportunity to excel in the NBA, I had to go. You know, I was just like, okay, well, it's my time. I don't want to make the same mistake, you know. And what I did was I just went for it. You know, everyone was telling me to stay. I wanted to stay, but at the end of the day, I really came to school to go to the NBA. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was my dream.
I even talked to Coach Williams a lot about it. And people don't understand, we probably had one of the biggest, those 2 years with Martis's team and Terrence Morris and our Final Four team, which next year we won a national championship. With those 2 teams, we had one of the biggest teams in college basketball. You know, not too many teams had guys like you started power forward and your centers could be All-Americans, first team, you know, lottery picks. And then you got Taj Holden, Mike Martis, Terrence Morris. I mean, you got 5, 6 guys, all 6'9", 6'10", can start and dominate at any college.
Right.
So we talk about all the time, and it was a great group of guys. We had the great coaching staff with personality, Billy Hines, Coach Passos, Derek Dickinson. We had all characters, man. You know, it was just a great 2 years experience I had personally at the University of Maryland. It's nothing ever like it in the history of my career.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you all very much for joining us on the Byron Mouton Show. We look forward to catching up to you guys again individually. And you all know how to get in touch with Mouton. Anything to say to your teammates?
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure, man. Every time I see you guys, man, y'all put a smile. Yeah, y'all get better looking. Always put a smile. I'm always excited to see my teammates because, like I say, it was one of the best experiences I ever had. Thanks again, man, for y'all coming on the show. Oh yeah, come on, man. Teammates, baby. Yeah, man.
We had to get that on tape.
I'm still in reception.
Now I'm here with Maryland's great Grievous Vasquez. How's it going?
Can't complain. Happy to be back here, You know, it's a wonderful day for me and my family and my country, so I'm just thankful to be back here.